Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to the daily cricket show, the Cricket Happening show. What we are going to look at on this particular cricket show is going to be the second day's play between Australia and Sri Lanka, which was marred by a very sorry incident that happened when the Sri Lankan opener Dimuth Karunaratne was dealt a big blow on the neck from a bouncer from express pacer from Australia, Patrick Cummins, which probably it was Karunaratne trying to duck for the bouncer, but the bouncer probably he didn't expect the ball to come and hit him as he turned his back on it, and it hit him on the neck. And then immediate treatment was given to him. He was admitted to the hospital, and then everything is fine with him. But one does not know whether he will take any further part in the game, which was marred by an incident. But Australia piled on the agony for Sri Lankans. 534 for 5 declared. Curtis Patterson getting his maiden test done in front of maiden test done in front of his parents, who were absolutely delighted as we saw it on the telly. And the Sri Lankans, after getting that body blow when Karunaratne was hit on the neck, really had to really look for cover as they lost 3 wickets in a spate, as the openers Karunaratne and Lairo Thirimane were doing very well on a very good batting pitch here at the Manuka Oval in Canberra. But after the Karunaratne being hit, it was a bit, the Australians, the Lankans lost their way a bit. So as I said, I will just talk about that. Talking about that, well, as far as the Aussies were concerned, Joe Burns chopped down one to his stumps, would have definitely loved to get a maiden double century under his belt, but it could not, as he was clean bowled by Kasun Rajita. The second new ball really started doing the trick for Sri Lanka, as Kasun Rajita forced Joe Burns to chop a ball onto his stumps for 180, with included 27. What an attractive innings from Joe Burns. It was a real sort of a very good innings from Joe Burns. Kurt Patterson took up the baton from Joe Burns and carried on beautifully. I mean, what one saw from Kurt Patterson was that he had already made 2 centuries in the tour match against Sri Lankans, and he carried it forward by getting his maiden test done in front of his parents, who were there to witness that wonderful scene when he got to his century. Kurt Patterson was not out on 114 when the declaration came from the Aussie captain Tim Paine. And Kurt Patterson, what one saw from him, he was very good on the pull shot. Anything which was pitched short to him was disappearing into the fence. And he was very good on the cover drive. I mean, what was good to see, he looks to be a very classic type of batsman. Kurt Patterson stands tall, slim, and he just leans into the shot, which is good to see, especially when he actually gets the ball threading through the covers. And Patterson was a really a wonderful innings. Kurt Patterson, 114 not out, 14 fours and 1 6. Tim Paine, the Aussie keeper and captain, was not out on 45 with 3 fours. Another big partnership ensuing there, as the Aussies declared at 534 for 5. The wicket takers: Fernando 3 for 126, 1 for 103 for Kasun Rajita, Karunaratne 1 for 100, Chamira Karunaratne, and Sri Lanka on a good batting pitch. Definitely, both the openers, Karunaratne and Dimuth Karunaratne and Lahiru Thirimana, were doing a good job of leaving the balls outside the off stump, and also showing some very good defense as well, and besides really waiting for the loose opportunity to score off, which was good to see. And both were doing a good job. and things were working on pretty well. They got to their 50-run partnership too, and they carried it on to 90 runs partnership, and that was the time the tragedy struck for Sri Lanka when Karunaratne had to retire Hurd on 46 with 5 boundaries as he was hit on the neck by a pacey and a bouncy delivery from Cummins when he tried to duck underneath. The ball did not rise, did not come to the expectation. Probably didn't expect it to rise still further and hit him on the neck. And immediately it was Karunaratne who was on the ground, but his eyes and he was definitely in the consciousness, and there was immediately aid coming in, and then he was stretchered off back into the pavilion, especially. But I'm told he's okay, which is a good sign for Sri Lanka. But Sri Lanka already are having injury problems, as you know. They are already crippled in the pace department, and they wouldn't want this to happen to them. But it was really a very serious blow for Sri Lanka when both Karunaratne and Thirumane were looking very good as the partnership ground to a halt with Karunaratne retired hurt, injured. So Karunaratne retired hurt 46 with 5 boundaries. Lai Thirumane carried on, and that really proved to be a sort of an advantage for Australia, the psychological blow, as the wicket started falling. The first wicket to go was Lai Thirumane with the score on 90. He was a victim of Nathan Lyon. He edged the ball onto the slip region, and Thirumane actually went and actually had a prod at that, and the catch was taken by Khwaja on the slips. After that, we saw the wicket of Kushal Mendes. Now, Kushal Mendes, it was a wicket which definitely a wonderful delivery from Patrick Cummins. That's a real ripper, one could say, around the off stump, and probably was just holding its line there. It actually looked like coming in, and at the last moment it shaped out and picked up his off stump. So Mendes was gone, bowled by Cummins for 6. And now it was Chandimal and Pereira at the crease. But Chandimal was a victim of the bowling of Mitchell Starc. One very good short delivery from Mitchell Starc put Chandimal in 2 minds, whether to go for the pull shot, whether to go for the hook shot. And finally, he decided that he's going to do neither. And actually, the ball actually took the bat, and he was just trying to take his hands above his head, but the ball actually hit the bat and Payne behind the stumps who took the catch. And finally, when stumps were drawn for the day, the Sri Lankans were placed at 123 for 3. Pereira, the night watchman, had walked in. Kushal Pereira had walked in. He was not out on 11 with 2 boundaries, and Dhananjay De Silva was 1 not out. So that was the match situation, and Sri Lanka will hope that Karunaratne can resume the innings, but it looks, to me, it looks a bit unlikely that they will take the risk, but one has to wait and watch. So that is going into the 3rd day. So that was the 2nd day's proceedings at the Monaco Oval in Canberra. Now we go on to the next match, and I'm taking you live to North Sound, the West Indies in Antigua right now, where we are having the West Indies. Last when I saw it, they were 304 for 9. So we will take a look at what really is happening at North Sound in Antigua, where I'm just going to go there right now and just share the news with you right now. So let's have a look at what's happening there between West Indies and England. A live update, it says West Indies are 304 for 9 right now. They are leading by 117 runs. Darren Bravo is continuing his stout defense against the English bowlers. He's not out on 49 with 2 fours and 1 6. The wicket to go today was the wicket to go was they were 272 for 6, as you remember. Now they have lost Jason Holder today, caught by Jason Holder was Scott Barristow bowled Anderson 22 with 1 boundary, in fact Anderson actually got the wicket of it was Jason Holder snicking the ball, and Anderson actually finding some extra bounce there, and there's a bit of movement as well as Barristow behind the stumps tidied up to take the catch. So that was the end of it. And West Indies, well, they have been bowled out as I'm talking to you. They have been bowled out for 306, so that's giving them a lead of 119 runs for the West Indies. And looking at the card here, Anderson also picked up the wicket of Kemar Roche today, and Alzari Joseph very sadly he's in a bit of a mourning here, but still he came out to bat and he was out to the bowling of Stokes for 7. His mother passed away, and really our thoughts are with Alzari Joseph for what happened in his family. Definitely it is a very tough situation for Alzari Joseph. Shannon Gabriel was not out on 1, and the final wicket to go was Darren Bravo, after fighting in a wonderful manner right from yesterday, carried on today, and he was out to the bowling of Moeen Ali, who actually got the ball to turn, and he was out after grafting a fine 50, which will give him some confidence that he has run into some form of sorts. As Darren Bravo on his comeback match stumped Barristow bowled Moeen Ali for 50, as the West Indian innings, Western innings was brought to a halt at 306. So thus giving them a lead of 119 runs in the first innings. The bowling, Anderson 2 for 73, 3 for 53 for Broad, 2 for 58 Stokes, 3 for 62 for Moeen Ali. And England have already resumed their second innings, and right now, as I'm talking to you, they are 8 without loss. Rory Burns is not out on 3, and Denley is yet to score. So that's the match situation. So England definitely need to play in the similar manner as to what West Indies did, and that is what would be expected from them. And so it's a third day, so definitely a very interesting day's play in prospect here and North Sound in Antigua. Now, the next thing that I'm going to look at, as you know, the other day the Indians, without the Indian captain Virat Kohli and Dhoni, were totally blown out. Swing of Trent Boult when they were bowled out for 92, and it was a cakewalk victory for the Kiwis. At least it gave them the consolation victory. They salvaged something into the game, and the ODI series figure showed 3-1 in favor of India. But now the final one-day match is coming up today at the Westpac Stadium in Wellington. Let's have a look. New Zealand would be encouraged by the fact that even this pitch is going to have some swing available. So definitely the Indians would be on watch. It will be interesting to see. It looks like Mahendra Singh Dhoni will be back in action, so which is the good news, because he is a sort of a really binding force for India, according to me. Any swing, he is someone with all his experience can really deal with them. And India, Rohit Sharma will lead the team. So India, one definitely knows that India is not going to do the same mistakes that they committed in the fourth one day. Probably they took it a bit lightly, but I'm sure now they will have to put their best foot forward here. So Rohit Sharma, captain the team, Shikhar Dhawan, Shubman Gill will get another opportunity to show his wares here, and he would have learnt a few things after playing in the first his maiden one-day international. I'm sure he would have learned a few things, and he would definitely would have ironed out certain things as far as his cricket is concerned. Ambati Raidu, Kedar Jadhav, Dhoni will be back. So Hardik Pandya will be hoping that this time he will get a sort of a platform to go and actually attack the Kiwi bowlers. The bowling, Kumar and Khalil Ahmed. Now Khalil Ahmed has not looked the piece at all, one could say. And Khalil Ahmed has to really bowl well if he has to get a ticket to the World Cup. In all likelihood, I have a feeling that Khalil Ahmed will still stand a chance just because he has that left arm pace bowler variety which he lends to the Indian bowling attack, being the only left arm pace bowler in the Indian bowling lineup. So Bhuvaneshwar Kumar would be the one who would be taking the brunt of it. And the bowling, Yuzvendra Chahal had with only 92 runs to defend. Yuzvendra Chahal was taken to the cleaners, but I'm sure Yuzvendra Chahal is really a thinking bowler, and with some runs to actually defend, I think Chahal would be someone who would be difficult to have a go at. And Kuldeep Yadav, we all know what he's capable of. The conditions as far as today's game is concerned at Westpac Stadium in Wellington, sunny conditions. And there's going to be some breeze as well, and there could be some. But one thing in favor of India would be that New Zealand are not having a good record here at the Westpac Stadium in Wellington, where they have lost all over the last 3 years. They have lost all their matches, so they have never won any match here at the Westpac Stadium in Wellington. So that is something that Indians will be taking with them. So definitely one has to see what really comes out. And as far as the Kiwis are concerned, they have injury problems which will give an opportunity to Colin Munro to once again get a look into this match, as Martin Guptill is out injured, and his place could well be taken by Colin Munro. But one has to wait and watch as to what really comes along. Other than that, I think we are in for a very good game of cricket in the evening between India and New Zealand at the Westpac Stadium in Wellington. Looking forward to that for sure, no doubt about it. And I'm told it's lunchtime here at North Sound in Antigua, where England are right now have gone to lunch at 9 for no loss in the second innings, really trailing right now, no doubt. So let's so Munro, I think, will be coming back, and also now one has to wait and watch as to what happens, whether Matt Henry will be playing today. That is something that one has to wait and watch, whether Matt Henry will be playing today. But he bowled well the other day. One knows that he did a good job the other day. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think we should have a good game of cricket. And for New Zealand, Henry Nicholls will once again opening the innings. Probably a sort of they are testing out so that they know which is the best combination for the World Cup. Henry Nicholls and Colin Munro will open the innings. Kane Williamson would be expected to score, because after scoring 64 in the first ODI, he has been getting starts, but he has not been able to go on. Ross Taylor, Tom Latham. Ross Taylor has definitely showed some form. Condi Granholm will probably get a bit of swing as what he got in the previous match, so that'll be interesting. I would be looking out for some definitely some swing in this particular game at Westpac Stadium to see how the Indians can cope up with the swing bowling. James Measham, and I think whether Tim Southee would be they would be tempted to play Tim Southee by probably that would be interesting as well. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, as I said, that's the lunchtime score right now, where West Indies were bowled out for 306 today, and that really sums up my daily cricket show today. That's on a Saturday, and if time permitting, in the evening, I would try to come and see whether I can have a talk on the English innings, which is happening, the English second innings, as to say what is the status on the. Otherwise, as I've already said, that Twitter is the best thing, because Twitter is something that I daily tweet on, and you can always see my cricket tweets there. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you all, dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. It's your host Ram signing off this on a Saturday. Thank you.